Hi, Inka.
Hi, Daisy. How
Does that feel? So much mail from all over the world and now here with you?
I want to express my sincere gratitude to the dedicated mail carrier who brought me all these truly wonderful, heartfelt letters and scenic postcards, and of course, I must also thank the incredibly thoughtful and generous senders, who with such kindness took the time to reach out and share these lovely messages with me. There has been so much genuine love and deeply dedicated care that has been given over such a long period of time. They have supported my husband and me so much lately, because this is the mail that was sent directly to me. My husband gets his own mail himself. And it is difficult to describe. On the one hand, I am physically so far away from all of it, and yet it is so close to my soul. And I have to say that I often try not to think about it at all. What all of this does to all of us over the years. The deep injustice. And I firmly believe that's what all of this ultimately represents. That many people genuinely feel exactly what I feel, that we never would have thought it possible, that such a terrible injustice could ever happen to us. And I am truly grateful. I am simply and profoundly grateful for everything. That so much good is coming. And nobody ever forgets. But on the contrary, I feel that the energy carrying us is growing more and more powerful, moving us forward, and also giving us a sense of true freedom and liberation. Brings a few tears. I don't know either. But I think these tears are often the inevitable result of what happens when I finally allow myself to feel these deep emotions once again, which is something that I often find myself avoiding just because I need to focus on getting through my daily life. And I don't believe I'm the only one who does that. Because we simply can't just walk around with a sad face all the time, just because things happen in our lives that disrupt our daily routines. Many people are torn out of their everyday lives by various circumstances, especially when loved ones are suddenly taken away from their side in a way that we did not choose of our own volition, and that should never have happened. And I am truly grateful for every single postcard and every heartfelt letter I have carefully read, all of which speak so movingly about how much people everywhere continue to support us and stand by our side during these times. And how we have been accompanied through every day over the past years.
A hummingbird just came by.
Yes.
You see, it can feel the energy too. The
hummingbirds are deeply sacred creatures, so to speak, not holy birds, but they do have a very profound spiritual significance here in Mexico.
There is so much heartfelt compassion in every envelope, in every handwritten line, in every letter, in every single drop of ink or from the carefully written ballpoint pen.
Yes, and it's truly remarkable how people open up and generously share their personal stories. I'm not I'm not someone who can do it better, and I'm certainly not someone who knows better. And I often find myself just standing there for a long moment, not really knowing exactly what step I should take next, wondering what is truly right and what is wrong, and above all, searching for what is still true in my life. But I see that we have not lost the truth, and that people absolutely believe. They have a profound sense for what is right, where they are being deceived or lied to, and where they simply stand their ground and are incredibly strong. We just dropped down here. I have this beautiful little, I think it's a crochet piece. And these are all lovely handmade wishes and heartfelt prayers from my dear friend Kathy that have been intricately crocheted into these beautiful patterns. Little works of wonder.
And it's from all over the world, isn't it? Oh,
yes. I think that I could really start a truly great and impressive stamp collection, filled with incredibly beautiful stamps and unique handmade envelopes from various countries all over the world that have found their way here. And then suddenly, it's not so far away after all. I thank you all. And even though I always get tears in my eyes, because I feel like I have to hold back most of the time, I'm not unhappy. That doesn't mean in the end, it is still faith in the future. Sometimes it's not easy, but I truly believe that most people in this world are fundamentally good, and I want to make it my mission to keep sharing this message with every single person I meet to show that this is true, and to remind the world that people are essentially good and kind-hearted at heart. And there are always numerous unexpected exceptions, and these very exceptions constantly attempt to strictly define and limit the scope of our daily lives, but we simply will not allow those circumstances to dictate our future path. I want to thank you all.
If you could share a valuable piece of profound wisdom here and now, what would it be? Reiner was given 2 options to choose from, and he was allowed to say 2. You can say 5 if you want. A piece of wisdom, a bit of wisdom that you think would truly help humanity right now, today and here at this very moment.
Every single life experience means a valuable opportunity for learning. Every experience makes us much stronger and more resilient. That is what I've learned over time. I believe that I certainly share with many other people that I don't always necessarily feel strong, but I also count myself among those individuals who then, you should not walk in a loud manner and boastfully through the streets. But that's not a weakness. And I would like to simply acknowledge the important fact that everyone has to find their own way. And wisdom each person can only experience that for themselves. I don't personally think there's anything that is universally valid.
Did you know you were really this strong?
It's hard for me to answer that, because I don't see myself as strong. I do what is necessary. If that means possessing the inner strength to carry on, even if that is not necessarily what you had envisioned for yourself, if you deeply wish for something else, if you sincerely wish for it to be recognized and truly understood by others, you don't necessarily have to be that way in order to survive, that you don't necessarily have to be, what is that? Yeah, strong. Well, I really can't say. I think true strength is about finding a sense of peace deep within yourself. And even though I hope I've come a little closer to that over the past few years, that's certainly not always the case. Then I'm not at peace either. I wish for... These are changes that you simply cannot force. The deep feeling remains, or maybe the true strength is that now the feeling is still here. It seems that the feeling is growing stronger, that we're on the way there, and that we're genuinely starting to experience real changes. And I don't think that many of us who feel this way are mistaken in that belief. But rather I think that a great many of us are simply connecting in various ways, and have truly connected with each other on a personal level, and we are continuing to do so as we grow together. Take a look at these delicate threads, and we can see these wonderful little details here. These are threads woven or crocheted together so that we weave our own net from them. And as time goes on, our net keeps getting stronger and more resilient. And the amazing thing is that with it, we can even fly high, just like on those magical flying carpets we used to read about when we were young children. That fascinated me very much. I really wanted to have a flying carpet. Perhaps I'm just grateful that airplanes exist, so you can also safely fly back home to your family.
How do you imagine humanity if it eventually finds a way to achieve lasting peace? What would the world look like then?
Adoring, deeply loving and devoted, though certainly not always gentle, but remaining truly compassionate. Compassionate with this strength, so ensuring that everyone has what they need, and that every single person feels loved and no one ever feels like they are unnecessary, that no one feels small or overlooked, that no one feels unloved, and that all children have strong, deep roots to grow from and are happy in their families. That, for me, is absolutely fundamental and essential for shaping a new future. Because with that, the desire for a true education also begins to flourish and grow once more. One that is always an education of the heart, which has much more to do with deeply understanding the world and being allowed to find one's own unique path, and nothing to do with rigid uniformity and strict discipline imposed from above, which does not allow anyone to grow very big and strong.
How can every single person make a meaningful contribution every single day to this world you're describing right now?
I have learned that. I know a certain person who reaches out to speak with me with such incredible earnestness, and they make sure to do so every single day. The very first thing that you can choose to do when you wake up is to feel a deep sense of gratitude for the fact that you have such a warm and cozy bed to rest in. And then, when you go into the bathroom and look at your reflection in the mirror, make a conscious effort to give yourself a genuine smile and remind yourself that you are someone who is worthy of being smiled at every single day. By yourself and by other people.
Well, that wasn't really the exact answer I was looking for, but thank you. I'll just take that as a compliment anyway.
Because you're right. That's the essential point. How can someone love if they don't love themselves? I mean, we're not the first ones to discuss this here. We also only learned this knowledge in these very recent times. I did not learn this as a young child. I am quite certain I share that with many other people, but if you function and if you are already loved, yes, but very little of that is actually expressed or translated into physical closeness. That is so essential, so that resilient inner core can mature. The part of you that says, I stand tall simply because I am me.
Yes, I absolutely agree with your point that young children can already learn this. And of course, this also applies to older kids, teenagers, and even grown adults who are still children at heart. As well, in my own eyes, a 1-year-old is a child of the earth, and I think it can be truly valuable at any given time. What do you admire about Mexico and the people here?
That they are capable of showing so much more of this, of deep love and of genuine affection, genuine kindness, and the emotional closeness they provide for each other. The rules become recognizable after a while, the rules by which people interact with each other. That is very different from how things are with us in the Western world. I think it might be different in big cities, but in smaller villages, the social cohesion is undeniably much stronger, and it is truly admirable to see this deep love that parents give to their children. It is like, it's balm for the soul. You can accept that. You can really perceive it. That's what I've noticed here. Everything is looking good there. This gentle and comforting warmth, which is quite simple for anyone to observe. When you see Mexican families interacting with each other in the local village, along the sunny beach, or even inside the busy grocery store, the deep connection they share is really quite remarkable and truly impressive to witness. There is so much love and warmth and joy, laughter. What did that do to you? Or what does it do to you? On the one hand, it naturally made me very thoughtful, reflecting deeply on my own personal past and the enduring strength of my family ties. I think about the various things that I experienced firsthand in Germany during my work as well. And it is heartbreaking that so much of that profound joy and these precious family bonds have been utterly destroyed and torn apart by all of this. I think I almost find it hard to put into words. We have a much, let's say, significantly better social system in Germany. And yet hardly anyone has what they truly need. Because true peace and harmony actually exist in only very few families in our world today. Or, I suppose it just seems that way. These overwhelming compulsions, subordinating everything in life to the pursuit of money just so that you can buy this and buy that, and where it becomes far more important that the child gets a new PlayStation for Christmas than spending the time during the previous year with that child. The children are playing, and the entire family is sitting together comfortably, or going for a walk, or doing other things, I don't know, digging up the garden. I think it's very important to actually do things together. So we certainly all read aloud and did all of these various things. And everyone did it just as well as they thought they possibly could, and exactly as they themselves had originally learned to do it. But I believe we have a lot to learn in order to get close to each other again, to really become close. That is not easy. That really isn't easy. That is absolutely crucial to serve as a solid foundation for all of our future work. Closeness, the foundation for closeness is also like learning to trust. Learning to trust. That will grow. It has always continued to grow after crises. And for me, it feels as if we are not just experiencing a profound crisis right now, but a true state of war in which we are still living. Because elsewhere, I think to myself, I have to flee. I have to leave the entire country. I have to leave the beloved people I would truly like to have with me. Or I simply no longer see myself as being able to share this or to stay there, because I find that I can't stabilize my own inner restless soul anymore. Because that's really what it's about. Many only stay because they have to for professional reasons, because they're afraid they won't be able to build a life for themselves somewhere else. And then those who are still able to depart will go, while those who are strong will remain behind. And no, we have to stay here. We have to bravely endure and face whatever challenges and obstacles come our way. We're doing this right here, which I find to be truly admirable. But injustice truly knows no boundaries. It leads all the way to death. And that is incomprehensible. That's why we can't grasp it with our minds. We should read more of the classics. Everything has already been said and everything has already been written before. And when we read about the past, we read all the things we should now remember, what truly constitutes the core strength of character, what a proper education really means, what living together in harmony actually means, what makes a modern society function effectively, what security for everyone in a society means, whether it is emotional or financial or even economic. It's really simple. But this can only happen if we take this entire situation firmly into our own hands, and if every single one of us individually makes a meaningful effort to contribute, even if it is just a small and modest amount. And the individuals who are involved in this. I have personally encountered in the past several years. After all, we've met many wonderful new people during this time, which is a truly great blessing. They brought an incredible wealth of specialized knowledge and so much of this compassionate care and the dawn of a transformative new era into this difficult time of global crisis and ongoing war for me, and have shown that everything is possible because they are already living it in their daily lives. They are many, many significant steps ahead of where we are today. And I was truly and deeply impressed by the remarkable way in which individuals treat one another with such profound respect, and how they steadfastly stand up for the future of their country, for the health of their society, and for the resilience of their economy.
Yeah. You are living in exile after all.
Yes, I did not actually realize that myself for a very long time.
To what extent has Mexico truly become home for you now? Can Mexico be home?
That's a very difficult question. Home is where you will feel right at home, where you can settle down, where you find your roots. And that's not easy. That's not easy. It is. Beautiful in a different way. There is an incredible amount of genuine warmth from the heart here. But of course, it is not a part of my own native culture. I'm not fully integrated in that specific sense. I could probably slowly integrate over many, many long years, and that could certainly work. But at the same time, I honestly feel that my heart also beats elsewhere. I've always said, why should I leave Germany? I love Germany. That is truly wonderful, and I believe I have mentioned this before. Consider the Elbe sandstone mountains, the vast North Sea, the serene Baltic Sea, and the incredible diversity of towering mountains, deep valleys, lush meadows, and sparkling lakes. We must also cherish all the rich cultural differences that we hopefully will always be able, allowed, and willing to preserve for future generations to come. It is a truly massive undertaking, I think, but it is one that a lot of people are taking on again. I think my heart already beats by the edge of the sea, and to be honest, the extremely intense heat is not good for me either. That's just the way it is. It's already quite exhausting for a native individual from northern Germany. It takes a toll, really. I used to be blonde when I came here, and now my blonde hair has turned grey, which is certainly not just because of the circumstances, but also a bit because of the climate. It's just exhausting. But of course, it is a very large amount. The energy.
Now, today is the 12th. It is now June of 2026, and we are approaching that time of year again. Then it's the summer solstice once more very soon, and after that, the days will finally stop getting longer as the season turns. Every single day is a brand new and unique step in this natural cycle. A little bit different, so it's already very summery.
When the days get noticeably shorter, they don't get any cooler at all, but instead they actually get significantly warmer. This continues all the way up until November, so that's really quite a long time.
Yeah, it's similar to Florida. In Florida, it's even more humid. There, it's much more, but it's...
Here, yeah, it's still coming. We don't really have it yet, but it's coming. And then it's really much more bearable inside than outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, it's definitely not the Baltic Sea.
Actually, no, that's not correct.
And I think my family roots are actually on the Baltic Sea. And that's truly wonderful. It feels like home when I reflect on those memories. And I would be absolutely delighted to experience that again. So I also like to go for long, peaceful walks on the beach with a windbreaker. I don't think that's really a problem for me.
I can also clearly see that the dogs have acclimatized to their new environment, but it's definitely a very pleasant experience for them to be in an air-conditioned room sometimes to escape the heat.
Yes, they appreciate that. They really appreciate it. Yeah, it's true. They're basically wearing a winter coat all the time. We cannot even begin to imagine what that is like. At least we can change our clothes every now and then, but that is... Yes, you can definitely start to notice that their energy is noticeably lower than usual then. A little less. And especially now, since they are getting older, they really feel the physical strain. And they've been dealing with it for years. They carry all of that on their shoulders. They carry the worries, the fears too. And they're always right there by my side every single time I'm on the phone. So it's really, they know exactly when it's time for a phone call and they come over because they want to be there, because that's family. That's just how it always is.
It's amazing how much they're with me. Daily, time is relative. And then I honestly wonder if you'll go back to the North Sea or the Baltic Sea or Germany again. When would be the best time for you, the good time?
The good time, it would be a good time there. And that really and truly means so very much to us.
And if there's a good chance there again, how exactly would that work?
How fast do you pack? I think this summer it likely won't happen. Once that's done, we'll wait to see what we can do next. Well, I mean, we don't just wait and see what we can do, but we do what we can. And then more and more starts to move. It never stays the way it is. If we just, in every single moment, it all happens so quickly, and the very things we had the absolute greatest respect and fear of, they will all pass, quite eventually. Now, or tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. The fact that everything passes also has something comforting about it. And I honestly do think if that fear of the end of life is no longer present, then you can, I think, look to the future, face it well in the moment, and yes, let us look forward toward a very warm, incredibly joyful, and deeply loving future that we will share together throughout our lives.
Yes, one that we can create, each of us, every day. And then together, everyone brings something to the table. I often have this image in my mind when every person brings their own unique talents to the big table, when everyone brings what they are best at, the areas where they are truly clever, and the specific ways they can contribute something meaningful to help the entire group move forward together. And if everyone does that, just imagine what a rich table that would be. Sometimes I have this vivid mental image of how things could be truly peaceful and harmonious together, because then everyone is at peace with themselves, since they've contributed and can clearly show what they've done, what they bring to the table. And then also this, then you have fully acknowledged and also recognized in those around you what each person can bring to the table. Not everyone can be expected to do everything.
No, honestly, that would be really terrifying. Frightening, boring. Well, yes, and that is absolutely correct. We are also allowed to admire. How can we admire if we are all the same? How can we admire if everyone does and can do the same things? How can we then show each other that we appreciate one another? Because that's what admiration is. It's not about exaggerated things, but simply about recognizing and joyfully accepting as well. When the one who can do something is also willing to share it. It's really not much. What it takes, what is missing, it's not much.
To be perfectly honest, absolutely everything is,
Yep,
it is definitely quite the case.
looking closely. If we look closely, everything is there. And
then more treasures.
then we don't let ourselves be deterred. When others try to direct our attention elsewhere. Instead, we steadfastly and simply fix our gaze on where things are truly good.
The focus, yes.
Even if it doesn't always work, but that's already right. A little more every day. A little more every day. And that's what we've learned. That's what we've learned now, in the past few years, how much further. Just think about how much that has truly brought us forward, and how much we can actually feel it and see it clearly in the vast sky above. That it has changed. And that's no illusion.
It is absolutely already finished.
It is very visible, yes, so it is very visible. And it is quite possible that it's more visible here than in Europe currently. I can't really judge that because I only see it here. And I often hear from people who are feeling deeply sad, who are very nostalgic, and who are quite afraid of what the future holds. I wish that the people who are not afraid would strengthen the others.
And show them how it's done.
Yes. And show that there is every reason to be joyful. It is amazing how much more we can see if we look closely, seeing how people are once again discovering a renewed sense of joy in the art of craftsmanship. And making things yourself, discovering things for yourself, building, cooking, and baking things all on your own.
Yes, that's right.
No, honestly, all these things, yes. It is actually limitless. The repertoire of new things you can discover for yourself. The very moment you get up and you look around.
When you are back home in Germany, when the truly wonderful times are in Germany again, so what exactly is it that you take away with you from Mexico? Not physically, and certainly not in your suitcase. What is the truly great gift that you bring back home with you, that you will carry deep within you?
The truly great gift is, once again, the whole experience. Consider the experience when you suddenly discover yourself suddenly placed into a new life, somewhere far away. It is time for you to take the initiative and take matters into your own hands, to look around and see what truly counts as being enough after all. Even if you have experienced a deep sense of grief, it seems to me, or if you are very insecure, that you then start to take matters into your own hands and decide to say, well, okay, that is just how things are now. That is just how it is. What is there left for me to do about it? Improve my situation? Improve the overall situation. Do everything I can, and also learn what I cannot do. And that is absolutely certain the hardest experience to have, that there are many things I cannot do. And of all the many things I think I have come to understand and learn, that is certainly the greatest lesson of all. You see, not every single thing is actually possible. And then I can get terribly annoyed and I can get terribly upset. And I can pace around in circles and not sleep and be in a terrible mood with the family dogs or with the other people around me.
I cannot even begin to imagine that happening.
Yes, but it has certainly happened.
Yes, sure.
Sure. But on the other hand, it truly and effectively opens up your eyes to explore and discover a vast array of so many new and fascinating things. That's why people say that traveling is always educational, even if I wouldn't call this a journey now. To be honest, it has truly become a journey through life, or a significant part of my life that I never expected. And that left me feeling completely unprepared for what was to come. But it is a part of the present moment and also the entire future, because it truly never fades away. It can't be lost anymore, it stays. A good part remains, with the special person I met here as well, who is known for being exceptionally generous and remarkably open-hearted. They are ready to welcome people.
The willingness to help is quite extremely clear and evident.
Yes, but not necessarily just from the Mexicans, but also, of course, from the other people I've met here, from Canadians, Americans, mostly. And naturally, furthermore, the one small, widely scattered groups of Germans who can be found all over the world and then come together, which is truly wonderful, to speak your own language, especially when you have visitors coming from Germany.
You are already very warm-hearted and deeply touched in your heart. And so many people everywhere are deeply and genuinely moved by you. They are also very much touched by your husband and the remarkable story he has lived through, which is now a matter that is partly known to the general public. This warmth that you radiate, and I always see that in you. I truly do always feel that emanating from you. Even when facing difficult situations that are hard, when there are significant challenges, and yet this warmth is still there. Where does it come from?
From the heart?
No, I am afraid that it is not going to be possible for us to do that at this moment. So many different things have happened. There are certain people who can no longer be compassionate and truly warm-hearted, or no longer with their heart see the world like the little prince. How do you do it?
To be honest, that is not really something I'm particularly conscious of at the moment. It's not something I actively choose to wear these days. What exactly is the primary function and specific purpose of this particular object, and how does it actually operate in a practical real-world scenario?
Nourish itself from?
I think from the beauty I can see in everything. In actions, and in the everyday things we see. To be honest, yes, I feel like I'm only giving back everything that I have been able to receive.
But you could also give other things that you have received as well. I'm talking about this warmth. It's not easy.
No.
Could it perhaps be because you attune yourself to it and say, yes, this warmth, I pay much more attention to it in the world and I truly resonate with it? And is that the reason why it has stayed alive in me? Because it could also be something else entirely within you. I'm sure that many people would understand if something else resonated within you, right?
When I really stop to think about it, basically it's, am I not essentially the exact same person that I have always been? And to be perfectly honest, I have never really been the type of public person who thrives on that or finds genuine joy in it. Especially when every little detail is focused squarely on me, as if to say, oh, look how incredibly great this is all supposed to be. And I don't feel that way at all. And I also really do not see that as a necessity for my life. But when I remember myself as a little young child, I really don't see myself as being different from how I am right now. I am simply getting older and hopefully becoming much more experienced and a bit wiser too. And of course, for me, naturally, that is how it goes. I turn toward the direction where the golden sun is shining. And the sun shines where people are warm with each other and where we can share things. But that doesn't mean I can't grumble to myself in my quiet little room. And sometimes I might be a little bit that way towards someone. Not exactly very nice. Of course, that's there too, but I always feel sorry about it right away. I think it's really always been like that.
Then it's good that you always remember what has always been that way, and that you can keep it feeling so alive.
I certainly hope so, but I think the times are actually quite good.
Yes, is that really the case? I believe that's incredibly easy to see and very remarkable. In daily interactions with you, it's clearly recognizable, visible, tangible, and perceptible. I thank you very, very much indeed that we can talk to each other like this here. I know we do that otherwise too, but now there's a lens focused right on you. And I truly thank you for having the courage and for showing your deep gratitude, because people really know that you are incredibly grateful. But I truly think that's a special extra joy you're generously giving today to the wonderful people here who have such a sincere heart and a genuine sense of openness.
Yes, that's my wish. That is my sincere and heartfelt wish for everyone. That the kindness and support you give me, I truly believe these people, these wonderful people, can pass that same light and generosity on to others as well. And that is the great, great gift.
They give it just as naturally as you do. And that's how it all started to come together.
Thank you, Desi, for saying that. I am very glad that I don't know how to put it. I'm just... glad that you drag me in front of the camera and force me.
Nein, also das
No.
ist nicht richtig. That's not accurate, I know that.
Speaking from my own personal perspective and individual point of view, if I may say so.
I really felt it was like an elbow.
No. There are things that we truly know are right. And we truly desire to do them, but the obstacles we face are simply quite immense.
Yes, and it's also entirely possible that people deeply respect the fact that you are a very private person. And I think that is exactly why they appreciate you so much and continue to send so much love. And there are so many heartfelt prayers for you, for yourself, and for all of the dogs as well.
Yes,
there is so much love present, absolutely. And I think it's a wonderful idea to share that information with everyone. That sounds like a good idea to go ahead and do it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
And I want to sincerely thank all the people who have been so supportive of us and our work. Now building towards the future.
Let's congratulate ourselves right now. Show me which one did I actually end up having. I mean, they are all incredibly, deeply touching and beautiful. Show me. And these aren't even all of them yet. No, these
aren't all of them at all. We also have some big ones where there are whole stories inside. And we have handcrafted envelopes, which are carefully constructed out of... I don't know about this one, but there really are some that are handmade. This one here was handmade, I think. Yes, that one is handmade. And then it actually also has a lovely little violet, I think. Or perhaps a pansy right there on the back side.
And where is it?
Wait a second. That is actually New Zealand right there, if I am not mistaken. Welcome to Paraparaumu. That's right. And we have Tunisia, as well as Spain too.
Canada,
such as Germany and America.
Portugal, Australia, I think as well, right?
Yes, we also had England and Australia, yes.
France, I would guess.
Yes, France.
That is truly something quite special, isn't it?
Yes, I think that's wonderful.
That is
such fine handiwork. No hand can really make that. I don't even know that anymore. I know that from my grandma.
Yes, that's crocheted, right? That's cute, yes. Very fine color. Very.
And here, the little birds. That absolutely adorable little tit. I think it's a tit. Coffee cups. Beautifully designed breakfast cups. I truly love and really appreciate those two.
Yes.
That I love. My breakfast coffee cups too.
Yes.
Today there's one less.
It has been ever since starting from very early yesterday morning.
Yes, since yesterday there's one less. But that's how it is.
The deaths bring...
Yes, luck. I'm just looking again to see what else we have. Green envelopes. What do we have here? Portugal, yes, that's the one from Portugal, the green envelope.
Yes, I believe that is exactly right, actually.
From Fatima.
Or that one.
This one too, along with the little one. Look at the airplane on it. These are really, really beautiful stamps, and I honestly think they were meticulously handpicked. These aren't just the standard stamps you can buy at any post office in Germany, but they've really been chosen with so much love and care. You can really see and feel that quality.
You told me about that interesting idea of making a beautiful mosaic with the stamps.
I want to for those things, for what brought me joy this year, what I want to take with me, and I want to. Of course, I can't hold on to everything and take it all with me. And I think it's really nice that the stamps, I find that great. It is just that you can organize and sort them out properly somehow, or that you can completely remove them from the list. And I would really like to make a special heart collage using all of these items. I will definitely do that. And then new ones keep getting added.
Come and film it then.
Yes, that sounds good. When you have time, you come and bring me the next ones here.
Exactly. And
then you film it, yes.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. That's perfectly fine then.